HBAR and Jasmy, probably two of the most hyped cryptocurrencies right now, have got a lot of FUD surrounding them. People are panicking in the streets because of this recent news that's happened for HBAR and Jasmy. Why are these particular tokens being targeted, and the massive opportunity this gives for us as investors? All in this video today. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's get into today's video. So starting with HBAR. HBAR faces network issues amid growing fears of the hack. So we've seen a hack happen. HBAR lost around $300,000 from one of the smart contracts. But since that has happened, HBAR is going to fix these issues. Now, we already know with other smart contract blockchains like Solana, we've seen hacking issues. And this is one thing that does separate Ethereum from the rest, although it's much slower and has had transaction cost problems. It's still pretty much the daddy when compared with these others. But HBAR has managed to do something that many other cryptos can't do right now and wish that they could. HBAR has harnessed the excitement of people across YouTube, of people across the internet. That means that when we move into a full-blown bull market, HBAR is really going to take off. So in the shorter term, we've seen people panic selling, but this is mainly, no offense if that was you, the dumb money, okay? The dumb money who reacts quickly to fear that they read about. Not saying that it's not worthy of paying attention to, but I'm saying that this fear is definitely something that's going to give us an opportunity as buyers to get into the market. Warren Buffett always says, buy fear, sell greed, and this is what we've got an opportunity to do right now. HBAR effectively is still a good investment because it still does this narrative, right? Still powering native Web3 ecosystems and institutional application for the next generation of the internet. I've already talked about in my ICP videos, my quant videos, everything that is focused now on the development of Web3 and why that's so important. If you don't really understand what Web3 is, you need to go and find out more about it and why it's going to be so important. I talk about that on this ICP video, which I'll link towards the end of this. But HBAR is now moving towards that. And yes, it's had a bit of a scare recently, but they've gone and fixed that problem and they will continue to potentially see issues. These crypto projects, pretty much in general, all of them are new projects, new technologies. They will make errors and then they go and fix them. That's basically how development works. And yeah, it can be a bit alarming, and if people lose money, it's not a good thing. But essentially, we need to see problems in order to grow and develop. If we jump across and look at this daily chart on HBAR, we'll see why this is such an exciting thing that's happened. You might be thinking, well, you know, it's not good. HBAR, remember, is basically built up a lot of hype recently, and a lot of hype has allowed it to flourish. And that hype will continue. It's still that passionate community. A few people did flake out, but they're always going to flake out at some point. Right, so what we've seen is this big pump like this, and then we pulled back, and where Bitcoin and everything else has been starting to move again, HBAR has sort of been lagging. So why did HBAR outperform everything here and is now lagging? Well, it's fine. Okay, it's given us more opportunity to get in at these levels. That hype and excitement will build again. And what I did is I identified this buy zone, and I do this with my Telegram group, which is linked down below if you want to find out more about where I'm identifying these buy zones, and also I'm bringing them up to date when different cryptos are hitting into those zones. This is a big pump, shows me the big money's buying in this area at this price, so I knew that once we got back in towards this area, HBAR was a good buy. Whether or not there's bad news about it, good news about it, don't pay too much attention to the news. Looking at the charts is the ultimate way to really identify what's happening. Yeah, the news plays a factor, but what we're likely to see here, ascending triangle, breakout, push back towards these levels, and even back to those levels from current prices. What are you looking at? You're looking at a 48% push. Therefore, HBAR has done us a favor. So I kind of thank HBAR for having that little bit of, FUD, scaring everyone. And also I thank all the people who got shaken out, enabling me to buy a little bit cheaper than I perhaps would have done before. And now I can bring down my dollar cost average and be even happier than I was about HBAR. Obviously, that's not financial advice. I'm just showing you what I've done and why I think it's good news. Now, Jasmy, I've talked about on this channel, on this video the other day, which I recommend going and checking out if you want to learn a bit more about what Jasmy does. I'll link this to the end of the video as well. Jasmy is a very interesting project. I've talked about the importance, in my opinion, of Web3 going forward, Metaverse, GameFi, and why these are pretty much my hot picks. And Jasmy comes into an interesting area of that. I say interesting. It's interesting as it's important. I don't think it's interesting because personally it doesn't interest me. Decentralized data democracy. Huge data is essential for the development of the internet, and when we move from a Web 2 environment to a Web 3 environment, we're going to get decentralized data. and therefore you're going to be in control of your own data, how it's used, how it's utilized, and you could sell it on. You will be able, through Jasmy, to be able to sell your data to companies who want to use it, which is amazing because it democratizes the whole internet, and we're taking away that $3.9 trillion problem by Amazon Web Services, Google Clouds, etc. And that, I think, makes Jasmy a very valuable part of the ecosystem going forward. And it's got a hugely experienced, amazing team over in Japan who are going to really bring this project forward. Again, like HBAR, we've seen Jasmy see a lot of hype and excitement recently, and that's great news. But we've also seen a little bit of FUD coming in about Jasmy, and that is this. Binance US will delist Helium and Jasmy coin on the 21st of March in just 2 days. But that news obviously affected the market already. We've already seen Jasmy take a little bit of a dump, and that's good news. Because this basically happened because they were moving from Binance Smart Chain, moving across to Solana. Binance, in my opinion, just a little bit butthurt by this, okay? Ultimately, Jasmy will pump up again because of all the hype. Binance will want them back on. This is Binance US as well, guys. It's not Binance as a whole. Binance has a way bigger influence than Binance US, okay? If it gets delisted from Binance, might be a little bit of a bigger hit, but Binance US, not too upset about it. Now I've seen people piling onto YouTube, making videos about Jasmy dumping. Loads of people in the comments telling you they're selling their Jasmy. Fine, the weak hands will always do things like that. But ultimately, the news is to be taken with a pinch of salt. This allows us again to buy nice and cheap. And again, we've got a nice buy zone identifiable here in Jasmy. And in fact, a nicer, easier to identify buy zone than we got in HBAR. Nice pump out. Dip back down, not quite fully all the way into this area. Pump out. Draw my box on. Set my alert like this. Right click. Add alert. Guess what happens? Jasmy price arrives back into this zone on what date? On the 11th of March. And it's still kind of consolidating in this area. I think we will consolidate. Maybe get another little dip. We buy here. Bob's your uncle. Okay. From current prices back to the recent high, you got a 61%. Now we jump out further. I know the Moon Boys are here, and welcome to you guys. I want to know where we're going from current prices. Well, back to this high, right? If we get all the way to the top of that wick, you're looking at what? 30, looking at like a 300x, 400x. Is that realistically going to happen? Potentially not, okay? 400x would be pretty enormous and very exciting. But so my whole message is don't buy that hype and excitement that everyone else buys, but wait for that hype and excitement to subside when something negative happens. Then you get a nice opportunity. Then you get the kind of the real OGs who are holding on to it, who will still drive that price higher in the future, but you're not going to be paying Moonboy prices. You're going to be paying crypto investor prices because you were calm and you waited for the pullbacks. Whether it's that news that made the pullback happen or whether it's just a natural pullback that's happening in the market anyway. If you want to know more about when to identify these pullbacks, then get in my Telegram link down below. There's also a premium version of that, which I've literally just made a video in talking about how to day trade these crypto markets. All of that's available down below in the free and premium Telegram groups. In summary, if you want to start day trading or learn how to day trade, obviously you need to be in the Telegram, but also you can go across to Fairdesk. It's also great for spot. You get super low fees and a bonus VIP package for signing up through that link down below. And it's important you get the lowest fees possible. If you want to be daily trading crypto through the bull market, and believe you me, that's the best way to be making money by selling the highs and buying in on the dips like we're seeing right now happening in HBAR and Jasmy. Let me know down below your thoughts. If you enjoyed that video, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in my next crypto video tomorrow. Bye-bye.